The most important reason that the Israelites were destroyed in the desert was because they lived without giving thanks. They were God's chosen people from the time they were born. God had already promised them the land of Canaan, flowing with milk and honey. However, on their way to Canaan, they didn't keep the commandment of giving thanks. Since they did not give thanks, naturally, they came to look at everything with complaints. Why did God lead us to a place where there is no water? Why did He lead us to a place where there is no meat? Eventually, they had no choice but to go to eternal hell, a world where they could never give thanks. Let us take a look at Colossians chapter 3, verse 15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, you were called to peace. And be, what should we be? Thankful. It is written, do not be those who complain, or grumble, or make a faction, but surely be those who give thanks. We should always give thanks for all situations that God puts us in. Surely the day will come when we realize that God has led us to this path of life to give us blessings in the end. Even now, if we complain and grumble on the way to heaven, we will have no choice but to go to hell, right? We must not envy the way of others or complain about our path by comparing our own way to that of others. The path we are walking today is the path that God prepared for us. Let us take a look at Micah chapter 4, verse 1. In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established as chief among the mountains. It will be raised above the hills, and peoples will stream to it. Many nations will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us His ways. How grateful we are that God has come to this earth in the last days. Since God came to this earth as the root of David and opened all the truth that had been hidden, we can now realize the Passover and the New Covenant. Also, haven't we received and believed in Heavenly Mother, New Jerusalem, who is the reality of the New Covenant, with a heart of joy? What if God had not come? What if He had not taught us His ways? We would have blindly prayed to God and walked the wrong path without knowing that it was the wrong path. However, it is written, God Himself will come and teach us His ways. Even for this one thing, where can there be a greater blessing? And to whom can we give greater thanks? God, who governs the whole universe and everything in it, came to this earth in the flesh and became our teacher and our father and mother. They guide our souls who do not know where to go to the right path. Shouldn't we give thanks to God for all this? Let us turn to Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. Just as man is destined to die once, and after that, to face judgment, so Christ was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many people. God took away the sins of all sinners and sacrificed Himself once for all. There is no such thing that is done by itself in the spiritual world or the physical world. Only when someone pays the price can we be given peace, well-being, blessings, the forgiveness of sins, and salvation. Think about the effort and sacrifice of father and mother that transformed our life where we can have hope for the kingdom of heaven. Hoping that we will be able to give thanks to God throughout the year, thinking about the grace of God, I would like to conclude today's sermon. Thank you very much.